Hello, and this is Jerry and Yellow bringing back Dice Try Friday. Today we'll be talking about the third and final dice in our selection, which is Creature and Action Dice. I know last week we did talk about basic action dice. They are a bit different. There are two different types. These are ones that, both players use as discussed previously. Today we have our dice that are generally called Creature and Action. Let me see if I can pull out an action card here that is not basic, so you can kind of get an idea of what I mean by that. So the creature dice are, I don't remember what the book actually calls them. It calls them, it just calls them monsters in action. So, alright. I've always just called them creature in general because there's not a whole lot for action dice. But you'll have your creatures, monsters, we'll get into that in a little bit. In action, over here, like Trap Hole. The biggest thing you'll notice is different. The creature dice, monster dice, will have numbers around their level faces for the die. The action dice will not. Which is the biggest and I think only real difference. Except for the fact that these can stay on board in play. This is generally gone after it's rolled. Alright. So move this off to the side somewhere. I'll keep it there, why not? Alright, so monsters and creatures, they'll have all kinds of different things on them. So we're going to just kind of start going down the list. First and foremost, you're going to have the name. You're going to have Red Eyes Black Dragon. Now, if I pull out another Red Eyes Black Dragon card I have, if I can dig one out here. A whole bunch, I just got to find where they are. Why is my favorite card so hard to find? I have to use a different example. Here. We'll use Lejin, the Mystical Genie. Because I don't feel like trying to figure out where my other red eyes went. So, alright. You notice you have their name, as on Red Eyes, and you have two different sub-names. You have Mystical or Mighty Genie and Loyal to His Master. Both of them will have different card text. Mighty Genie is when it's summoned, knock out up to 2 opposing sidekicks. And Loyal to His Master has, whenever you summon a fist monster, you may spin all copies of this monster up 1 level. I've always preferred this one because spinning up is nice. Because if you notice, he's not very, he's not super great in the defensive, but his offense is okay. Now, you'll notice on this one, he has a asterisk or a star, a burst is what they call it on the card. When this monster knocks out another monster, your opponent loses 1 life. And if you notice, there are bursts on certain faces of the die. I think my Red Eyes one will have it. So, yeah, so you'll see on different faces, there's a burst, and there's no burst. So there's your first thing. Second of all, you'll notice that on both of these cards, they have a different symbol up here. Like in Magic, when you require certain mana to summon, or pay the cost, these cards will require that type of mana and that type of energy. So when you roll, say you're rolling your sidekick die, and you roll all of them, and they all roll up as a bolt, but you get 1 fist. And you roll a total of, I don't know, say you roll a total of 8, like Jerry Bean Green and I do. After you've, waited a turn. You now have a total of 8 mana, or 8 power, 8 reserve, and you have enough to fulfill either of these, because you need only 1 of the selected die. Which is pretty nice. The number up in the corner here is how many you need, and some cards will have double mana, or double cost, I call it mana because, yeah, it's magic. So some of them have double, that counts as 2 bolt energy. Alright, so we've talked about names, what their costs are, and we've talked a little into effects. Those are a lot easier to understand once we get into gameplay, which we will. And we've already talked about bursts. Those effects are only active on a face that contains a burst. And when you roll it, say, you roll, here, let's say you roll, and there we go. We rolled this. Now, we're going to go into what the face of the die actually means. So you can see it is the Red Eyes Black Dragon's face. You have a 1 up in this corner. That's his cost. You have a 5 down here. The 5 on the bottom is his defensive stat. The 5 on top is his attacking stat. Now, all the monster dice are pretty unique, except in the case of the same monster. Even though these two Lajins are different, if you look down here, their card, or not their card, their dice that's mentioned on the card is always different. Here we go. This one, I think, is, yeah, that's Lord of D. So once again, they have a unique color and a little image there. So, that will about wrap it up for today's dice try. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe for more. We'll hopefully bring you gameplay videos soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.